New today, the Attorney General for Washington, D.C. is suing the Trump administration over the deployment of National Guard troops in the district. The lawsuit claims that President Trump is violating the Constitution by putting thousands of out-of-state soldiers on the city's streets for law enforcement purposes. At the same time, we're hearing directly from some of the soldiers deployed in the Capitol about their mission. One telling CNN that morale is, quote, falling fast. CNN's Jeff Zeleny has new reporting on this unprecedented deployment. Jeff, walk us through what you're hearing.
Well, Boris, as you know, we live here in Washington, so we have seen these National Guardsmen and airmen around the city, but they're largely spending most of their time in areas where tourists populate, on the National Mall, on the wharf, and other things. But we've been talking to a lot of the soldiers and their families, actually, to get an actual sense of what is going on. A team of our reporters has spent some time reaching out to their families because they are not restricted to speak to reporters and getting a sense of the mission. Of course, these members of the National Guard are used to being deployed to emergencies and things across the country, but they're not exactly sure in some cases what they're doing here. They're spending a lot of time walking around, some time working on beautification projects. But one father of a guardsman in Tennessee told our reporters this. He said, "I don't know what he thought he would be doing, but I really don't think he thought he would just be walking around for 12 hours every day. When I talked to him, he was just like, yeah, this is crazy." And one other wife of a guardsman who is deployed here to Washington, again, everyone says that they are willing to serve, but the question is, what exactly is the deployment? And this wife was very interesting, as she told our team this. It's a little unusual in terms of what the National Guard is usually deployed for, but I guess I would say I'm open to it. I feel like maybe they would get a little boost in morale if they could just get a little bit more detail. So that is sort of the question here. What are they doing necessarily? Of course, they're helping to keep the city safe and secure, but they are spending a lot of time walking around, and then other D.C. National Guards people are cleaning up the parks. Yeah. And of course, that is not necessarily what they signed up for.
Yeah, so there's the human cost of this, but then there's also a financial cost, and it is significant.
The financial cost is significant. This is something the White House has spoken very little about. The Guard has also spoken very little about, but we do know that it costs a little bit more than $1 million a day to have these National Guardsmen here. We've got our hands on some of the contracts and spending, and this is what some of that money goes to. Some $7 million in a catered food for the first 10 weeks, $5 million for 18 weeks of laundry service, $5 million for a tent city, $600,000 for air conditioning rental, $500,000 for land mobile radios, just a snapshot of this. These Guard members are also given a per diem for their time here, of course, their salaries as well as a housing allowance. They're largely put up in hotels. So the bottom line is no one is complaining about serving, obviously. They're just wondering exactly what the mission is, and that is sometimes unclear.
Yeah, Jeff Zeleny, thanks so much for the reporting.